Zunday, Zunday, Zunday. Comics and nonsense every Sunday. Starring Skipper Steve and Zig again. This time we're on at 6 p.m. Zunday, Zunday, Zunday. HBDZ, happy birthday Ziggy. Funny books, comics on YouTube. Not really sponsored by Yoo-hoo. Don't you miss a single episode of Zunday. Don't you miss an episode.
You destroyed the microphone with that.
And not only that, I screwed up the line.
Did you? Which line?
Instead of "Don't you miss a single episode," I was supposed to say "Welcome to a very special holiday episode of."
Oh, I thought you were actually purposely for a continuity to keep people comfortable.
Yes.
With what they're familiar with.
Yes.
With the new song, you gave them a familiar ending.
I screwed it up. Let's do it again. No, just kidding.
Go back to the opening screen.
Oh my God! So yeah, that's my special holiday Sunday song.
Very good.
Yeah,
very good.
That took me 30 seconds to write.
Very good.
Weird Al, easiest job in the world.
No, Weird Al's would have been better.
Probably he wouldn't have screwed it up. That's for sure. So it's 6 p.m. Well, it's 6 p.m.
Do you know where your children are?
on Sunday. It's weird.
Yeah, special nighttime episode.
Yeah, which is kind of cool. Well, so if you missed it, we were all set for a regular scheduled 11 a.m. episode of Zunday. Ziggy called me early. You know, it was like at least 10 or before, possibly even.
It was before 10.
Yeah. Of course, I had already been out shopping for this episode of Zunday. That's how dedicated I am to Zunday.
We were all prepared to do Zunday, and then I woke up with no heat.
Yes. No heat, which started a whole, like, what's wrong with the heat, and a whole, like, he better stick around. So,
got to call someone to look at the heat.
Yeah.
Got to deal with the heat.
Home ownership.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I stepped up to the plate, and I came in and I opened at noon for Ziggy. The captain came over, the skipper of the ship. And by the way, no Zunday next week because there is a home jet game, right. And I assumed you were going to it, but I shouldn't have really assumed that
because they're terrible.
Right? Will you go?
No, we're going.
You're going?
We're gonna go.
Okay. I shouldn't have assumed that. I was thinking before they're playing the Rams.
Yeah,
that'd be fun. Rams are good. You know.
What if they were playing the Ramsey Rams?
Is Ramsey called the Rams?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
That's the Ramsey High School football team.
Oh, I thought you meant Ramsey High School. Did the Rams?
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. That's going to be this entire episode.
So we have a little holiday theme going here, but besides Christmas and Hanukkah and Kwanzaa, and I don't know if they've added anything since Kwanzaa.
There's the most important holiday in December.
Festivus. Is Festivus?
No.
Oh, I thought I nailed it.
It's what you're about to say.
It's no. What am I about to say?
Well, what are you about to say?
Oh yeah. That's not a holiday.
Of course it is.
Is it?
It's one of the most important holidays around.
Okay, so if you heard from our song HBDZ, Happy Birthday Ziggy. Ziggy's birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday, Ziggy.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
It's hard to believe how old you are. You know, and it's a shock. It's a shock. You know, certain age.
I'm 46 years old.
Ziggy is 46.
I'm 46 years young.
I like to say 4 years away from 50. I think that's why I kind of got shocked when I thought about it, because I met Ziggy when he was 13, and if he's 46 now, that doesn't bode well for me. I was 28 at the time.
Yeah.
So, you know, and just the shock of you being 30, it's a shock.
By the way, as a couple of reminders, one, if you're watching this and you haven't already, subscribe, like, ring the notifications bell.
Yes.
Become a true Zundayer. And if you're watching live, use that chat feature.
Yes.
We like to hear from you.
We're not really expecting too many people to be watching live at 6 p.m. on a Sunday.
Or maybe it's going to be the biggest
Sunday
live
ever.
because, Sunday evenings are an evening people watch TV.
That's true.
We're better than TV.
Yeah, and the local football stinks, so the Knicks are on. So anyway, so this is the final Sunday before both Christmas and Hanukkah, so obviously we have to ask everyone one more time to think about funny books for holiday shopping.
Yes.
And I've been posting on Instagram and Facebook pretty much our stuff. If you go to the hashtag FunnyBooks 2024 Holiday Gift Guide, you'll see what I've been posting. It's all there.
What about on Blusky?
I have not done anything on Blusky. I definitely, it's just too early, no followers yet.
Yeah.
So I decided to focus on these two. There's a lot of posts to make. We have a lot of great gifts. I took photographs of like everything. I made a little photo booth with a red brick background.
Right.
And I'm only like a quarter of the way.
Can I fit in that photo booth?
Maybe I can get a picture of you later for your birthday. So it's going to be a holiday.
Hello, Rob.
It's going to be a holiday themed. Is that Rob Martin?
Yep.
Nice. Holiday themed birthday holiday episode.
Holiday themed birthday holiday episode.
Yeah. So let's start with.
Is that like Halloween, Batman, the Long Halloween, the
last
Halloween?
Yeah. Yes.
The holiday birthday.
Epilogue number 1.
The holiday birthday episode holiday. ZUNDAY. Holiday.
So speaking of Batman, the last Halloween, the Long Halloween, they have not reprinted that first issue yet, and we needed that. A lot of people don't
You got
have
it
that
backwards,
first issue.
by the way.
What is it?
The Long Halloween, the Last Halloween.
Yeah. What'd I say?
The Last Halloween, the Long Halloween.
Forget it. Forget that title. But it's really good. I really like it.
It's great.
Yeah. I like the fact that there's different artists doing it, but it's still got that Tim Sale feel to it. You know?
Yeah.
But we need issue 1s. We don't have any. Hey, Dottie.
As usual, Dottie's here.
Dottie just jumped
even
up
though
on
she hasn't
everything.
been on screen yet. What'd she do?
Look at
her.
She's up there.
None of you can look at her.
So anyway, why don't we start off with the Advent calendar update?
Yes. I thought I brought it around.
Let me get it.
I thought I brought it over here. Am I crazy? I must be crazy.
Well, I don't see it anywhere. We could.
It's here.
I brought it. All right.
Oh, it's right
there it is.
It's right behind me.
All right. Good.
So,
I'm gonna get Dottie.
we revealed day 8.
Yeah.
I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
Last week. There's been 5 days since then.
Mm-hmm.
Just so everybody's up to date. Here is who we've gotten since then. We've gotten Snow 3PO.
Okay.
Can
Can you put that over here a little more?
Yeah. Yep. We got Snow 3PO.
Move the
Oh my God.
This is since or what we had
This
done
is
already?
no. This is what's happened in the week.
Okay.
In the
Right.
week since, so that everybody's up to date. We have Snow 3PO.
Yep.
Candy Cane Luke.
Oh, nice.
This very festive Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Red and green.
Yeah.
Snow BB-8.
Okay.
And then this has happened twice now. A very disappointing repaint of one they've already given me. This one, the last one was they gave me the. We showed it last. Oh God, what's her name? Princess Leia. Thank you.
Switch it back.
Princess Leia was in a blue robe.
Yeah.
With snowflakes. Now it's the same figure in a red robe.
That's pretty cheesy.
So.
But the rest are great. I love the C-3PO.
Yeah,
The
I
Vader's
really
great.
like the
The Luke's cool.
The Luke.
Yeah.
The Luke is really good.
That's really great. You get a different Funko Pop like every episode.
So they
every
also
day.
there was one other disappointing repaint where they had a Boba Fett where he was like white, green, and red, and then they gave the same one and the white parts were black.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, you know.
But it is now.
Oh, it's time to reveal. By the way, I have some facts on Advent.
Oh, yes, because we had questions about it last time.
It's so funny because last week we talked about Advent. We weren't actually sure what Advent was.
Yes.
Although we did get a comment from your friend, was it Paul?
Paul. Paul said that it's the start of Christmas.
Yeah, yes. And then watching Sunday back, we slammed him. We were like, the start of Christmas? What's that supposed to be?
You're like, I thought it was one day. I said, and then I was like, at most it's 12 days because that's the song.
Right. And we never saw Paul again.
Right. Well, it's only been one episode. He may or may not be here. Who knows?
That's so funny.
Who knows?
Anyway,
he traveled a far way. He was watching from Canada.
He was watching from Canada. Yeah. So
yeah.
I went home and I literally put on. I'm not kidding you. I put on a Jimmy Kimmel episode and he described Advent, and I was like, I don't even have to do the research. But then I did the research because I wanted to do the firsthand research myself. So Advent is a season observed in most Christian denominations as a time of waiting for Jesus' birth at Christmas. It officially begins on the fourth Sunday before Christmas, often referred to as Advent Sunday. But most Advent calendars, if you notice, they begin on December 1st.
December 1st.
Right? So they don't do that fourth week. The name comes from the Latin Adventus, which means coming or arrival. It was first started 200 years ago by German Lutherans. Doors were added in like the 1920s. I guess it was just a calendar. And then they added like the feature of having doors. And inside the...
So maybe it was just you saw what everything was. So they added the door to make it a surprise?
Maybe. I'm not exactly sure how this happened, but it used to be angels and Bible verses behind the doors originally. And then in 1960, around that time, they added candy. And then it just became a candy thing, kind of.
They were like, kids don't care about Bible verses.
Yes.
Give them candy.
And now they have Star Wars, guys.
Yeah. Or Pokemans.
Oh, yeah. And also The Office, we have one left.
Yeah.
So that was interesting how, like, a lot of the religion has been taken out of it. In fact, the Pokemon does say holiday calendar. It doesn't even say Advent.
It doesn't say Advent. But this one does say Advent.
That one does say Advent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's going to be a collector's item.
All right. So we are up to day... not the 13th.
It doesn't match the day.
It does match the day.
Okay. Yeah, today's the 15th.
Today's the 15th.
Because your birthday was the 14th.
Right. The most important holiday in December.
Yes.
All right. So here we go. The big reveal.
It's got to be a Han Solo. You haven't got one yet.
Haven't gotten one.
Yeah. I guessed that last week, so I'm going to stick with it.
You've been guessing it for 15 days.
Yes.
And it's a Han Solo.
Wow! I got it right.
In a very wintry, light blue.
Han Snolo.
Han Snolo.
Like we said last week.
Yes.
Yes.
Han Snolo. Throw that somewhere.
What's up, Dottie? Come on up.
So let me get it close up for the people.
Come on up, Dot. Dottie's very interested.
There you go, people. Isn't it weird that that's the center?
Yeah.
You see that?
Very weird.
Come
on, Dot. Up.
So that's today's. Unfortunately, it's too bad about the football game next week.
Yeah.
Because we would have had one more reveal for ZUNDAY.
Well, you could always skip the stupid football game. We did both go to hockey games this week.
I went to 3 hockey games.
Oh my God! Did you go Tuesday?
No, Tuesday was the one day I didn't go.
I went Tuesday to see the Maple Leafs.
I went Friday, Saturday, and Thursday.
That's a lot of hockey, man. That's a lot of driving. That's a lot of cold weather trips. That's a lot of after work going out.
Mm-hmm.
Whew. God bless you, man. You don't have the full season, right? You just have the half a season?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll go to one with you this year. I should be able to squeeze a game in. I went with Gordon, and we took Aaron and Gordon's family. We all took one car. It was so much fun. And the Devils were winning the entire game until the third period when the Maple Leafs scored and went to overtime, and Maple Leafs won in overtime.
We were watching while I was at I play darts on Tuesday nights, and we have a few Devils fans on our dart team. So we were watching on our phones.
Yeah, I got to tell you the funniest thing about going. So I go with my friend Gordon, who is Torontonian, basically, right?
Is that a real word?
Yeah.
Torontonian?
I think so, yeah.
If it's not, it will be.
Yeah, no,
just
I think that's what they are. And I'm fascinated by that subject, by the way.
Words?
What you call people from areas.
Right.
Like, we're Lake Hiawathians.
Of course, because it's Lake Hiawatha.
But why isn't it Lake Hiawathanese? Right? Or Lake Hiawathaville? You know, like...
Actually, it's probably... You're probably wrong. It's probably Lake Hiawathans.
What did I say? Wathians?
Wathians. Which I like better.
Well, Montvillians, right?
Yeah,
I
because
just like Booten...
Because you can't say...
Bootenites.
You can't say Montvillains.
No, Montvillians.
Yeah. But
Bootenites, right? So I like to go through the towns and figure out what those people are called. Boutonniers. I think that's a thing.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah.
Speaking of. Oh, you covered his head.
Well,
hey,
it doesn't
Dottie.
matter. He's completely out of frame.
Okay.
Completely.
So, yeah. What were we talking about?
Boutonniers.
Lake Hiawathians.
Lake Hiawathans.
Lake Hiawathans.
And Torontonians.
Oh, Torontonians. Yeah. So anyway, there were a lot of people from Canada at the arena. I guess because Toronto doesn't get there too often. Gordon himself had a lot of Torontonians. He bought 21 seats and sold them.
Right.
So it'd be very quiet. You know, it's early in the season. They'd be playing hockey. You know, and it'd be kind of quiet. You hear the sticks slapping the puck around, but it's kind of quiet in that arena this time of year.
It's because they're so polite.
And then all of a sudden, the guy behind us would go, "Go Leafs, go! Go Leafs, go!" And that it would catch on, and all the Torontonians would go, "Go Leafs, go! Go Leafs, go!" And then you'd hear this boo start up, and it would just be like boo, boo, and it just be super loud. Boo.
Devils fans love to boo.
And then it was "Let's Go Devils" 5 times louder.
Yeah.
Than the "Go Leafs, go!" And then so that would shut that guy up, and it would stop. And then like it get quiet again, and this guy would start with "Go Leafs, go" again. And I was sitting next to Aaron. I go, next time this guy goes to "Go Leafs, go," I'm getting in on "Go Leafs, go." This is the greatest thing of all time. So he does it again. I get in on it. And the same thing, boo, and then "Let's Go Devils." But it was the only time the Devils fans were cheering. Is when this guy instigated.
Yeah, we like to retaliate.
Oh, it was great. I was having so much fun, but it was good. Prudential Center is really cool.
Yeah,
it's very nice, right? Okay, well let's do the Yoo-Hoo toast.
Yoo-Hoo toast.
I have a bunch of different things to get to. Let's see.
That's in here, right?
Yeah. Yep. Let's get the Yoo-Hoo out, and
the person on this side opens the cooler.
Oh, is that the way it goes? All right.
Because you did it the previous things. Ooh. You couldn't make the Z?
No, they didn't fit. On Ziggy's recommendation.
Juice box Yoo-Hoo.
Juice box Yoo-Hoo, baby.
2 apiece,
Two apiece, yeah. In case we get another toast going.
Right.
Plus, it's early in the show. I was thinking maybe we should do 2 Yoo-Hoo toasts. 2 Yoo-Hoo. All right. Now, listen, I'm not too versed with sippies.
All right.
Or whatever you call
them. You still shake them.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to hold them too tightly, though, because they'll crush it and it'll explode.
Look at this. Straw attaches to it.
Open the straw.
Okay. Dottie.
What? Didn't you just watch what I did?
Oh. I didn't do it that way.
That's because you're not well versed.
You sure
in
it's
sippy boxes?
Shaken enough?
Well, you shake to your desire. That's the great thing about Yoo-Hoo people. You can shake it to your desired level.
I like how they angle the straw so it punctures it.
Yeah.
Smart. I bet you they went through years of not angling the straw, and someone finally said, in the
world of sippy boxes.
Yeah, I bet you they did it, and then someone was like, "Hey, someone probably at their house did it." And
dude,
what happened?
You
you
put the straw in and then you squeezed it.
Oh yeah.
You're doing it, dude.
I'm not used to these. All right.
I told you don't grab it too tightly.
Look, it's the perfect height for Bumble.
Yes. I'm just looking at the show sheet.
I know, the show sheet's destroyed now. All right. Well, here's to your birthday, buddy. Happy birthday. Happy 46th birthday. You're the best. We all love Ziggy. TGIZ. A lot of things around here would not be going on without Ziggy. First of all, we wouldn't have Comic Hub. And who knows where we'd be without Comic Hub right now. Yeah. It's a real integral. Integral.
Integral.
Integer?
Integral.
What is it?
Integral.
Integral.
Integral? Integral. Yeah, I think either's fine.
It's like lambast and lambast.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Here's to Ziggy. He's integral. If you notice this season, we got rid of the long Ziggy introduction.
Yes.
That was to save time.
Good.
It was getting out of hand. Half the show. We should do one show where it's just Ziggy introduction. Oh my God, this is delicious.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
I told you.
It's not too bad. I gotta
Juice Box
say.
is a good
I'm surprised.
purveyor of Yoo-hoo.
I'm surprised. It's very cold, first of all. That's what really surprised me the most. I didn't think it would be as cold as in the can. And it does prevent me from drinking it too fast.
Do you give yourself Yoo-hoo brain freeze?
Oh my God, that's delicious.
Now, at some point in your drinking of the Yoo-hoo, you're going to need to turn it this way so that all the Yoo-hoo pools in the corner, and then you have to aim your straw.
Ah, okay. Okay. Yes, there's Yoo-hoo on my show sheet. Okay.
That was good.
Okay, so happy birthday, Ziggy.
You guys can't see this, but I'm just watching the Yoo-hoo
drip all over my show sheet. Oh, so by the way, I have a present for you.
Oh, do you? Thank you.
It's a birthday present, and it's actually from Erin in a sort of way. Also.
Okay.
As you know, Erin does a lot of promotional work.
Yes.
So Erin's getting some shout-outs today.
A Miller Lite Jets hat.
Yeah. It's pretty festive.
It's in its cap. Very good.
I mean, I don't know who you're repping there, Miller Lite or the Jets. It's
Right now, I'm not the biggest fan of either.
I know, right? I know.
Hold on. I'm gonna have to put the Gilligan hat aside. And
Yes. Oh, yeah. That's great. It's great. Although it makes you look like an alcoholic.
well, here's the thing that surprises me. I don't know if this is like I have a tiny head,
Yeah.
and this is kind of tight.
Okay. Yeah, it's a toque. You know, toque. That's what they call those hats in Canada, the ones with the puffy balls. A
Here
toque.
in America, we call it either just a knit cap
Yeah.
or a hat.
It's a toque.
We don't say toque.
So there's
I won't say toque.
So
That's
yeah,
for gal darn sure.
yeah, it's cool. It's kind of holiday-ish. You don't really notice that it says light like Miller Lite at first. It just kind of looks Christmassy because it's red and green, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks good. Now
I don't know which one's more embarrassing. Showing that I'm a fan of the Jets or showing that I'm a fan of Miller Lite.
Miller Lite. I know it's hard. It's too. It's like get a hat that's like Son of Sam and Ted Bundy, you know. Anyway, so that's a present for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Erin.
Yes, she gets.
This is great.
She gets some cool stuff. Oh, back into the holiday spirit. I did bring Turbo Man over.
Nice.
I'm gonna put him here. He is in perfect scale to the Funny Books building. If there's any figure,
was that thing made for that Turbo Man?
the stand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and it hooks to his back, and you know this Turbo Man figure. He does the cool things, you know. Oh wow, I think his battery might be dead.
That happens to batteries.
Yeah, his battery's dead because usually when you pop these things out, it makes like a jet sound.
Ah.
Yeah. But he's awesome.
Do you know
Mm-hmm.
that this is a movie where I was too busy watching the Poseidon Adventure? I've never seen it.
You've never seen Jingle All the Way?
No, I've never.
Wow, it's my favorite Christmas movie.
I know.
Watch it tons of times. And it's so funny about this figure. I forgot the story about this figure. So, I always wanted a Turbo Man action figure, right? When we went to ToyCon, we had a table at ToyCon.
There's also another one, by the way. I don't know if you.
Oh yeah, I have the Funko Pop.
And
Oh, I have the Jingle All the Way DVD. Finally, the DVD and the case in the same place. For the longest time, I could only find one or the other. And like some years, I would find the case, and I'd go, "Oh, Jingle All the Way." No thing, and then occasionally I would find I think I just found in another DVD.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh my God, I could put that together finally." So, but I think it's streaming anyway.
Probably somewhere.
I have a DVD player still, and then I have this. So one time we were at the Toy Con in Parsippany. This is when it first started, and we had a table there, and I went looking, and I found a Turbo Man.
Yeah.
And it was like $80, right? And I was like, oh, I always wanted a Turbo Man. $80, that's a lot. $80,
wow, that's
right?
a ton. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's what it was, and I was like, I can't spend $80 on a Turbo Man.
Right.
Then I went home, and I was like, what am I doing? I've wanted a Turbo Man for a decade. I could amortize. Is that the expression?
Amortize?
Amortize?
Yeah.
That cost over the decade to spread that $80 out.
Right.
So it's not that much. I've wanted him for this long.
Right.
So I was like, I should have bought it. My one shot at a Turbo Man. Luckily, the show had a second day. But I was worried that someone else would, of course, buy this cool Turbo Man. It was perfect. He's got the stand and everything.
Did you wheel and deal?
No, I actually walked into that toy show like a little kid with the money in my hand. And I walked right up to him with I didn't even have to take it out of my pocket. I had the money when I walked in my hand.
You didn't even be like 70? You didn't even
No, I was like, fine.
You said you looked at it and you said $80. I don't know. Can I give you 90?
No, but I did feel like a little kid in that show. It's funny when kids come in here and they just are holding their money. They walk in like this and they have money in their hand. It's great. So did I give you a second gift?
No. Yes. No. Oh, that's a big one.
This is a very special birthday gift.
Very special birthday gift.
Yes, this is a very special birthday gift for Ziggy's 46th birthday. We'll take a little sip of my Yoo-hoo. Dottie, we're going to get wrapping paper going here. You like that, right?
Does she?
Mm-hmm. Crumple it up and throw it, and Dottie will go get it. Here, Dottie.
Ooh. It's a prime box.
It's a prime box.
Is this straight from Prime? Hasn't been opened?
I think I opened it.
I don't think so. Oh, wait. Okay, yeah, here we go. I gotta get through the paper.
Oh my gosh.
And the all right. So should we steal this from my house? He gave me a copy of this great book called A Kick in the Seat of the Pants, which is a really good book.
Oh, it's a great book
about creative thinking.
Yes.
And
one of my favorites. Yep.
For the first 4 years Funny Books was open, this was my Christmas present. Or Christmas or birthday or some sort of Decemberween present,
Yep.
And every year he gave this to me because he did not remember giving it to me.
I didn't remember, yeah.
And then finally, on like year 5, he remembered that he had given this to me.
Yeah.
So he goes, I got you something different this year. And I opened it up, and it was the sequel to this book.
Right.
Something
whack on the side of the head.
A whack on the side of the head.
Yes.
And then on year 6, he gave me this again.
Yeah. I must think like you would get something out of that book to give it to you 4 years in a row and not remember. Yes. Funny thing about this copy, this is actually Anna's copy. I gave it to Anna.
And would she give it back?
No, I needed it for ZUNDAY, And her stepfather, Paul, brought it by the store yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I called her. I texted her yesterday at college. I was like, you don't have this book because I couldn't find my copy. I have a copy. I don't know where it is.
I have 4 if you need it.
And I had to do it for the ZUNDAY bit.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, that's the sequel. The first book was Whack on the Side of the Head.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is by a gentleman named Roger Von Oech, O-E-C-H. He is alive. He is 76 years old. He's the president of a company called Creative Think. And he did, he went to, I think, Berkeley or Stanford or, he went somewhere.
I can't believe you
really
gave me
good.
these books in the opposite
I know.
order.
Well, this is the book I like better. I like this book better. So anyway, he did a whack on the side of the head, and what he did was he was a consultant for companies on how they could be more creative. Right. Almost like a Nathan For You, but back in the day.
Yeah,
right?
and not a big joke.
Well, I love Nathan For You, too. I love creative thinking, and this gives you, like, kind of cues to, if you're stuck creatively, to generate a creative thought. Yeah. Right? And I always tell artists when they ask for my advice sometimes that be creative. All right. So I'll tell a quick story. We have time. When I was in,
well, we're not trying to beat the store opening, so
right.
We have all the time in the world.
Right, but I still want to do this in a timely manner. So when I went to school visual arts, I had a drawing class. Which was a class with a model, but it was also where we would get assignments. And the first assignment was to draw a piece of fabric. The teacher taught us how to render with a pencil. Everyone went home. I did a sock, right? Yeah. And everyone did something, and we came in and we displayed all our work. And my sock was perfectly rendered.
Perfect sock.
Beautiful sock. But
I've always said that about Steve. The man knows how to draw a sock.
Yes. Well, I'm pretty good with a pencil, at least. So anyway, I didn't get a great grade. No one did, except for one person. And they drew, like, this whole room. And it was weird. I forget exactly what they drew, but it was weird, considering what the assignment was. Right. But there was a piece of material in the drawing somewhere. And he got a really good grade. So I was like, oh, okay, I see what's going on here. So the next assignment was a still life, 5 objects. Yeah. So I did a coat hanger. Ah! Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Ah! Oh, that's quick. That wasn't an hour.
Well, we
had it on earlier.
We had it on earlier.
All right. Why don't you fix that? And I'll tell my story.
You can tell your story while I'm doing this.
So I did a coat hanger, a toy car, a glove, a nail, and a do not park sign. And I did a scene where the glove was using the coat hanger to tow the car away, and it had the do not park sign, and the nail was holding the sign. Those are my 5 objects. Right. I got a better grade. Most people in that class did a still life, 5 objects. They were still on the non-creative part. Right. So that class was one of the best classes I ever had. My self-portrait was a playing card. You had to think outside the box for everything you did. Yeah. Try to take.
Are you saying that class gave you a kick in the seat of the pants?
That class got me really into creative thinking. So in other words, when you get an assignment, this is for everyone at home. You get an assignment, go outside of where you're thinking. Everyone else is thinking the way you're thinking. Yeah. Take it in a different direction, and do something special. Get noticed. How's that?
I would like to make an addendum to that, though. Mm-hmm. If you're going to do that, know your professor. Because I had a professor once where he was like, I forget what class. It was like some sort of computer-related class, but computer art related, and we had to make a logo for like a logo about ourself or something like that. But anyway, so he's explaining the assignment, and he's like, well, maybe you can do something like this, or maybe you can do something like this, giving people examples so they kind of have an idea, Yeah. And I was like, all right, Well, the three things I know I'm definitely not going to do are exactly the three things he just said.
Right.
I'm going to try to be creative and do the assignment.
Probably because you had that book.
Probably because I had that book. You're right. and go in a little different direction. And then he gave me a C, and he was like, I was hoping you'd do something like this or that.
Yeah,
exactly what he said.
Right, yeah.
He was basically telling us
do this.
How to get an A, and it's to just give him exactly what he wants.
Yeah.
And not think for ourselves.
I completely disagree with your teacher.
Yeah, well, of course.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, you got to be creative. By the way, Whack on the Side of the Head was reduced to this kind of game, so I brought this over.
Oh, is that?
It's not a game.
But that was an actual offshoot of the book?
Yeah, Creative Wax.
That's neat.
Yeah, it took me a while to figure out how to open these cards. I thought they peeled. There's a little flap here, and I was trying to peel this part.
Ugh.
I was like,
yeah.
So anyway, here's one, and I got one. Mine I opened and I liked it, so I kept it in the front of the box. So it says here, evaluation tip. When you judge new ideas, focus initially on their positive and interesting features. Not only will this counteract a natural negative bias, it will enable you to develop more ideas. For example, what are 5 benefits of sleeping in your clothes?
Do you want me to answer?
So start thinking positively about it.
Yeah.
Instead of, I'm going to be hot.
Right.
Right? That's it.
Well, here's a benefit. It might be cold out.
Might be cold out. There might be a fire. You might have to get up in the middle of the night and run out the door.
Yeah, or you could sleep in tomorrow's clothes
and get up and save time in the morning. Yes, there. I don't know if I could think of another one.
It's got to be 5.
Benefits of sleeping in your clothes.
You can reverse it, and you could sleep in your pajamas. And then the next day, your pajamas can be your clothes. You could be like, oh, you're not sleeping in your clothes. You're sleeping in your pajamas. And then you could leave your house in your pajamas, and you're like, oh, am I?
I guess I have another one, too. The benefit of sleeping in your clothes is you're not sleeping in someone else's clothes.
That's a good benefit. Well, mine says,
yes.
Remember your models. When you were growing up, who were your models as creative people? A parent, a teacher or coach, a friend? What advice would they give you today? What motivation would they give you? What kind of model are you?
Yeah.
I am a model airplane.
He's a model airplane. He's a silly model airplane too, right, Dottie? He's a silly model airplane. Hey.
You know the downside
so
of instilling in me the idea of taking an assignment and thinking outside the boxes. Do you know what the downside is?
No.
That led to you having to give me specific instructions not to. For instance, if you are,
oh yeah, don't be stupid.
Don't be cute.
Don't be cute. Yeah.
Like one example would be sometimes he would send me across the street to grab a drink, and he'd be like, and Steve would be like, get me the biggest water they have.
Yeah.
But he means the biggest single serve water.
Yeah. Yes.
And but I know that.
Yeah.
But that didn't stop me. That wouldn't stop me from coming back with a gallon or something even bigger if it was available. Mm-hmm. So what would start to happen? He'd be like, can you go and across the street and get me the largest water they have? And I'd be like, okay. It'd be like, wait, don't be cute. Just get a regular water.
Yes. Yeah, you did that quite often.
Well, because I was taught through a book and through the person who gave me that book, not to just take a request at face value.
Right.
To put my own spin on it.
Put your own spin on it.
Yeah.
So I highly recommend that. That guy's still alive, Roger Van Oak. I think that's how you pronounce his name. CreativeThink.com. I went there last night. He did some games and stuff. By the way, Whack on the Side of the Head, 1983. Kick in the Seat of the Pants, 1986.
There you go.
How about that?
There you go.
Okay, well, we have a little more time.
Funny Books, Comics, and Stuff, 1992.
1992. We have a little more time, and I would like to use this time. Well, first of all, one more time with the holiday gifts. We were going to spend this time talking about next door at
Right.
Mr. Mara's music studio at number 100.
I can use this time instead to talk about that dream.
Okay,
It's a real quick story.
Yeah.
But I had a dream pertaining to Zunday, and the whole thing happens over text,
Okay.
where you texted me saying you want a redo on the season finale of season 2.
Okay.
So we're gonna so next week, it's gonna be like, I forget exactly how many episodes we actually had in season 2. Let's say it was 10.
Yeah.
Right. You're gonna be like, next week, season 2, episode 11, new finale. It's gonna be great. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense, Steve. And I thought it was pretty good. You're like, no, it wasn't everything it could be. We need to do it again. And I was like, but we already did season 3, episode 1. You can't go back to the
right.
He's like, and you're just like, you're just texting me like all caps and exclamation points. It's gonna be awesome. It's redo.
Oh my God.
That was the weirdest thing.
That is strange.
And I'm just like, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
We did it.
We should do it. We should do it.
And and I remember you go like, it's what everybody wants. An extra episode of season 2. It's like,
no one wants that.
Nobody wants that. But you
You
thought
hear
it was
that,
gonna be
Dottie?
great.
That's silly. Speaking of the season 3 premiere, which was last week,
Yes.
I would like to take this moment to defend myself
Okay.
over some comments that were made last week on season 3, episode 1.
Right.
For those who watched, this is regarding my comment about people who come into the store that are regulars and they only look at the yellow tags, which are our new this week tags.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason we had this discussion is because we are asking these people to look around more than just focusing on the yellow tags.
By the way, this is why I don't understand when stores put all their new this week books just together
in
on one
place.
shelf
Yeah.
in one place,
Right.
and you don't need to look anywhere else. So
there's other ways to do it. Some stores do it completely alphabetical,
Yeah.
so that you'll find other things. I don't agree with that. So, in other words, for instance, some people mix their Marvel, their DC, their Image, their Boom, and they do it alphabetically. Their theory is that as you're looking for Superman, you'll find something is killing the children.
Right.
And you might get someone to read something else. I've always thought that, the way we do it, Marvel is its own thing,
Mm-hmm.
DC is its own thing, pop culture is its own thing. That could include Marvel, DC, Dynamite, all the companies do pop culture. Image is big enough to be its own thing. Distillery is its own thing. And then right now, everything else is kind of in sections, rows and stuff like that. I just think that that's the way it should be done. And the all ages section.
Right, but my point being is, like, you're saying some people just because they've seen everything, because they're here every week.
Yeah.
They just follow the tags just to new things.
Yes.
And the fact that some stores sort of force that upon them.
Right, they put it in one place, so that's what they're looking. That's even worse. That's worse.
Yeah.
They really don't look
I remember there was a store when I was in school in Savannah.
Yeah.
Where the new this week wall was like between the door and the counter. You could come in, get this week's books, pay for them,
and never go.
Never even go near the entire rest of the store.
That's not a good way to do it. And the alphabetizing.
Alphabetational. Alphabetationalizing.
I just can't see putting like books on the indie wall next to the Marvel.
Well, I think there are people who do it in between. They still have a Marvel wall, but then Marvel's alphabetized.
Okay, yeah.
You know?
And we always do thematic.
We do thematic.
I like thematic. So anyway, looking at the yellow tags, I referred to as yellow fever. Right, which I've used the term before. It never seemed to be a huge problem. And apparently there's an Urban Dictionary definition of yellow fever that I was not personally aware of.
Right, a slang, colloquial slang definition.
Now, but here's how it went down last week. I mentioned yellow fever. Ziggy immediately look at him, and he's in his head. I don't know what as I'm talking, I could see Ziggy's head spinning. His eyes are rolling around. He's not paying attention. He's thinking. So after I talked, so Ziggy says, Steve, do you ever workshop these ideas? Yeah. So at that point, I thought, what did I say?
Well, I don't remember what you said.
Well, I said yellow fever.
Oh, yeah. No.
And I thought,
I thought you were just asking me.
No, I thought like, oh, crap, is yellow fever racist?
Right.
That was my first thought. But my thinking was, is it racist because to me, yellow fever is malaria.
Right.
That's what yellow fever is. I'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe it's racist because it originated in the Orient.
Right.
Okay. So when if you go back and watch, you could see that I'm like, oh, sorry, I said that, but I still don't understand your definition of yellow fever, which is the Urban Dictionary definition. So it's double confusion. You think I finally get it, and I still don't get it.
Well, I never thought you got it.
Oh, okay.
Because I wasn't saying it, and I wasn't, because this is a family show.
Yes, yeah, that's why we're dancing around the topic.
Yeah.
But yellow fever has nothing to do with race. Number one, it's a viral disease carried by mosquitoes.
The official historical yellow fever is.
Yes. The one taught in school, it's a viral disease carried by mosquitoes, originated in Africa. The reason it's called yellow fever is it causes jaundice. It turns you yellow.
Yeah.
Now, this is really interesting. Most people infected with yellow fever will either have no symptoms or mild symptoms and completely recover.
Mm-hmm.
The symptoms are fever, chills, severe headache, back pain, general body aches, nausea, fatigue, and weakness. For 1 out of 7 people, they will develop the more severe form of the disease, right? A brief remission, then that could only last for a few hours or a day, followed by symptoms more severe. High fever, yellow skin and eyes, bleeding, shock, organ failure. Among those who develop the severe disease, 30 to 60% die.
This is not very festive for the holiday show.
No, but I just found this fascinating because I didn't realize it was that deadly. So I did the math. If 1 out of 7 gets the severe disease, and 30 to 60% of those people die, I averaged that out to 45%, and I did the math. That means 6.3 people out of 100 that get yellow fever die. Happy holidays. But I don't think it's a thing anymore. I don't think yellow fever is it's not here, right?
I don't think it's a thing.
I have another thing.
You have another thing?
Yeah, I brought over my bank. Oh, I have 2 things.
Oh, thank you, Superbat84.
That's Joe Picuro.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
Thank you. You just said happy birthday, Ziggy.
Oh.
And Kieran.
Oh, I shouldn't be giving away people's names with their handles. Sorry.
And Kieran, I guess I guess he's equating yellow fever to being yellow, i.e., a coward.
Oh,
you're yellow.
You're yellow,
right?
Yeah.
And he goes, so cowards just have jaundice? Who knew?
We got to get him on the show.
Oh,
he should be a writer.
We need writers.
We do need writers.
Yeah.
Thank
we
you,
need
Kieran.
editors is what we need.
This is I brought in my bank from when I was a child.
Oh wow, good shape.
Right?
That's in very good shape.
Yeah, and I always thought, kind of looked like the Funny Books building.
Yeah.
Right?
Especially before in its original format.
When it was brown.
When it was a log cabin.
Is this like predestination? Is this predestination?
Or as you would say, Stephen Dippity.
Stephen Dippity? Is this Stephen Dippity?
It could be.
I have one more gift. This gift.
Who's this for?
This is a holiday gift for our show, ZUNDAY.
For ZUNDAY?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can open it.
I'll open it. Oh my God. You guys don't realize. This thing is...
It's got some weight to it.
Yeah. Make sure that gets back to Anna.
Yeah, thank you, Anna and Paul, Anna's mom, Amy, for hooking us up with that book.
Oh my God. Can it go in and...
Yeah, any direction.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I just got a glimpse of a color. I think I know what this might be. And it is a whole case of Yoo-Hoo juice boxes.
Yes.
Yes.
That's it.
That's great.
So season 3 will be the juice box.
Season 3 will be the juice box.
And we should do it until we run out of juice boxes.
And, so season 3, are you saying season 3 is the number of episodes it takes us to drink
these juice boxes?
These juice boxes.
And we have another one left for today that we can still drink.
So
yes. How many are in there?
So there's 32 in here.
Okay.
So if we only have one, that's 16 episodes.
Right.
We can cut it down by having 2 in some episodes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And that's if I don't drink any on my own.
Which is always plausible.
I'll try not to.
Yeah. These don't belong to you, Steve. They belong to ZUNDAY.
They do belong to ZUNDAY. Yeah. How about that?
Oh, my God.
So this morning I got up super early, got all my stuff done. I went to food shopping early.
Thank you, everybody, again, for the birthday wishes.
Yes. And I was like, I'm going out to get this case of Yoo-Hoo Sippies. And then the show was canceled. And I was like, oh, man, I could have just stayed home. My car barely started.
Yeah.
I have to take it in. I think I need a battery. Yeah.
Okay.
I was actually afraid to stop it and, like, at the food town.
I'm having the other one.
Yeah, I was thinking about having the other one, too. Let's go out on the holidays with a bang here. A second sippy.
By a bang, and by bang, you bang the
Oh, yeah.
the straw.
So while we're doing this, we can tell everyone that go to next Wednesday, go to funnyrama.com, go to the blue button that says customer portal, go to coming soon, scroll down to next Wednesday, and pick
Yoo-Hoo is so good.
And pick your
don't forget to shake it.
Pick your Absolute Batman number 3 cover. That comes out Wednesday. So Absolute Batman number 3 is this Wednesday. While you're there, you can pick out the other books that it's a huge week. Ziggy, what did you do with that piece of paper?
What piece of paper? I never had a piece of paper.
I handed it to you. I said this is all new this week.
When did that happen?
Here it is. So Absolute Batman, that's the number 1 book, and Ultimate Spider-Man, same week.
Nice.
Those are our top 2 selling books. It's a huge week. I did a top 40. I'm not going to read it, but New Gods number 1 is this week. That's going to be really good. Fantastic Four is back. It's been a couple months since there's been an issue of Fantastic Four. Turtles 5 is this week. That's been going pretty well. TVA, the Time Variance Authority, number 1. Rockefellers, number 2.
By the way, I was actually just going to say this. If you saw me stand up, I was looking to see if it was still on the shelf. Rockefellers, number 1.
Yeah.
Really liked it. Hornsby and Halo.
I didn't realize that was a Ghost Machine book.
Yeah, Hornsby and Halo.
Yeah.
Both written by Peter Tomasi.
Yeah.
Both Ghost Machine. I've been a really big fan of Ghost Machine. And those 2 new editions, the first one's not to be written by Jeff Johns.
Right. I think that's why I was confused.
Are really, really good. And I don't know what we do or don't have on the shelf.
We don't have Halo and Hornsby. I didn't read between the lines enough on that one. I ordered a second printing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, when we get those second printings, pick it up. I thought both of them were a lot of fun. And if you've been reading the Ghost Machine stuff, which has all been Jeff Johns, and for better or for worse, depending on your tastes, have a similar feel to them because it's the same writer.
Yeah.
And maybe you're looking for something with a slightly different flavor.
Yeah.
These books are just like there's your new flavor.
I know that you shared that that thing with me yesterday. Oh no, I saw a post that you did about the Comics Beat top 50.
Oh yeah, not a single. I was just very surprised.
What was the top 50?
It was just the 2024 top 50 books. It's the end of the year. Everybody does their top lists.
Right, yeah.
And
no Ghost Machine. That's an oversight.
Not a single. I mean, Geiger, Redcoat.
Yeah.
The Rook. I mean, first of all, I found these books to be really good, and also, they were definitely commercial successes.
Yeah, they did pick a lot of weird stuff.
Yeah, but they also picked like Ultimate Spider-Man.
They did,
and Transformers.
Yep, and Absolute Batman was number 1.
An Absolute Batman?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think they were ordering it.
Oh no, it was alphabetical. It was alphabetical. That's
okay.
why Absolute Batman was number
Yeah.
one. That was at the Comics Beat. You could find that list, right?
Yeah.
That's,
and I mean, it's the end of the year. You're going to be seeing lists like this from every website.
Yeah.
I just thought that was an odd
It
omission.
is. They might have forgot. Also this week, G.I. Joe 2. Absolute Superman number 1, second printing. Silent Night Returns. And also a lot of the Diamond stuff is in. Mm-hmm. So if you've been reading the Distillery books, there's like at least 3 new ones this week because Diamond has had some problems shipping and they're catching up this week. Mm-hmm. So a lot of stuff from Boom, Distillery, Dynamite, like some Thundercat stuff that we've been missing, stuff like that is coming out this week. So get on the hub, funnyrama.com. It's the blue button that says Customer Portal. Go to Coming Soon, scroll down to next Wednesday, hit View All, and then you can use the filters to filter things. While you're there, you might as well take a look at the last call. It's above next Wednesday. Again, hit View All. This is stuff coming out 3 to 4 weeks out. If you really want something, get your order in there.
If you really want it, get it on last call because that's when it's guaranteed.
Yeah, and I just approved a bunch of app syncs today when I was here. Yeah. And a lot of people are ordering off of next Wednesday, and we do not have extra copies of some of these covers, especially the DC cardstock covers that are a little pricey.
Right.
They're difficult to take risks on, right? So
Dottie's going into her...
Oh, she's in her cage?
Yeah.
That's cool. So get on if you're really interested. She's ready to go. She's sick of me. I'm sure everyone else is too. I know I am.
Speaking of last call and guarantee, since I know Kieran is watching, since he's been talking.
Yeah. Thanks again for watching at 6:00.
Yeah.
Above and beyond.
If you remember, Kieran, you asked about that one book, and I was like, I checked with Lunar, and it's going to be in the shipment of this date, and then that date came and it wasn't there. I actually emailed, when I saw it wasn't there, I emailed them about it, and they were just like, yeah, we don't have it. We can't guarantee anything after last call. And I was like, but you put it on the list. And I told the guy that it was coming because you put it on the list.
Yeah.
And then you pulled it from the list.
Right.
And they were like,
I saw a packing slip with black marker.
Yeah.
Marking things off the packing slip.
Yeah.
I saw that.
They plan
Yeah.
They plan to put stuff in.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess when it comes time to pull it, if they can't find it or it's sold out by the time they pull it, they just cross it off.
Right.
And online, when you look it up on the computer, it's there, and then after they realize they don't have it, they just delete it.
Yeah.
And they delete it from history.
By the way, speaking of that, because a lot of times on Lunar, when you put the order in, it looks good until you submit it, and then it kicks out a couple things in red, right? So I've been trying to get these short boxes and Silver Age boards for a long time.
Yeah.
And I keep on going on there. They're on there.
They're on there. Yeah.
And then you order them, you're like, and then they kick. This week I got them. I'm getting 40 short boxes. I'm getting a whole bunch of Silver Age boards to go with the bags we already have.
Nice.
I ordered. So we should be good on supplies soon. We haven't had short boxes in months to sell. Months.
I know people always coming in for short boxes. Months.
And we need them ourselves.
Right.
All we have right now are the decorative ones. We got the Venom ones last week.
And I always tell people if they choose to get a long box.
Yeah.
I say, listen, it might be $1 or $2 more to get 2 short boxes than 1 long box, but as someone who moved 3 times in 1 year, one time, I'm telling you, you do not want long boxes.
No way, especially modern day comics. Are so heavy.
Always go with the short boxes. Always. Unless we can't get them in stock for months, I guess.
Come on, Dottie. We're going to go say goodbye to everyone because this is it for the holidays for us. All right. I'm bringing Dottie in for the big finale.
Oh, yeah. Kieran's saying he missed the beginning of the show.
Right.
So he's going to have to go back when it's on demand to watch the beginning to see what the context is of the Jingle All the Way stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right. There's a lot of stuff up here all of a sudden, including Dottie. Hi, Dottie. You going to go home now? We're going to go home and have a good night, right? We're going to watch the Knicks. We're going to make some dinner. We're going to draw Action Figure Kingdom.
Nice. I'm going to watch Gilmore Girls.
Oh, yeah. There was someone in here this week that's watching Gilmore Girls.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've never seen it. I'm watching Gilmore Girls.
They explained it to me. the plot of Gilmore Girls. I had no idea. It's a mom and her daughter.
They are the Gilmore Girls.
I thought it was a bunch of girls.
It's two of them.
Yeah,
two
but it sounded to me like it was going to be like a bunch of girls, and they're like from a private school, like the Gilmore private school.
The Gilmore Academy?
Yeah. That's exactly what I thought it was. I never knew. It's just sort of like when I asked you about Dogman last week, and you're like, isn't it like the kid draws a comic and Dogman? Like,
I really think, and I could be wrong about this, but I really think that Dogman, the concept, not the story of Dogman.
Yeah.
But just the concept of Dogman existing, it was a comic that they read in Captain Underpants.
Maybe.
I heard that somewhere. Oh. So it could be completely wrong.
Maybe.
But
sort of like that's why my first thought of the Gilmore.
It's not just, so just to clarify, it's not just about a mom and a daughter. It's that the mom had a baby when she was 16. She was
young, yeah.
She was 16, and now her daughter is 16, and, so they're not, as far as mothers and daughters go, they're not that far off in age.
Right.
So they're not just a mom and a daughter, but they're also best friends.
Like me and you. We're about the same distance. We're 2 years.
Right. Except for you're not my father.
Right.
You're not my father!
But it's a similar thing, because like I always said, that's why I'm shocked that you're 46, because I always think of you as 28 years younger than me, because I was 28 when we opened, and I think of you as 0. Right?
That's when I did not come into existence until Funny Books opened.
Right. That's 0 for you. So I think of you as 28 years younger than me, and to hear you're 46 is just so shocking, because it's not that far away from how old I am.
What, 46?
Well, now that we're both older,
yeah,
it's a lot closer than me being 28 and you being 13.
Right.
Even though it's the same amount of years.
Right.
It just feels like we're closer in age now because of percentage-wise.
Right.
Of 100, right? Something like that.
100.
I don't know. So,
he fell.
Yeah, Dottie knocked him over because she was going for that thing. All right, well, we are dilly-dally.
Yeah, but we're at pretty much hour on a dot almost.
We are. Okay.
So that's good.
Well, everyone, we will not be back until the 29th of December. And because next week there is a home Jet game. And also Kevin, by next Sunday, will be in England.
In England again.
And so we need people to shop for the holidays. We might do some pop-up hours this week.
Right.
Because, we're running out of time here.
I want to do the end line.
Okay.
Time.
By the way, New Comic Day and New Year's Day are both Wednesday. Christmas Day and New Year's Day are both Wednesdays. We'll get back to, just check your emails for that stuff.
Right. How that's going to affect New Comic Day.
Yeah. They'll be on Thursdays for sure. But we'll probably be open at least Tuesday, Christmas Eve, if you want to come in and get a couple items. That are new. I know that one of our customers, Tom, said that he wants to read Deviant on Christmas Day.
That's a Christmas book, right?
Yeah.
Or they did a Christmas book.
It's a Christmas book written by Tynion. It's supposed to be horrifying. It's horror. And the final issue comes out for New Comic Day. That's on a Christmas Day. He wants to read it on Christmas Day. So I told him we'll open on Christmas Eve, and people that are interested in getting stuff like that can pop by on Christmas Eve.
Cool. Yeah. I'm gonna rat you out to the distributors for selling one day before street date.
Right. I don't know what the street day is. Did they officially announce a street date for Christmas?
I don't know if they changed it. I just assume it's Wednesday.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be any problem selling things on Tuesday. I don't want it to be a New Comic Day though, because that's going to be Christmas Eve.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it could work.
I'm ratting you out.
It could work because I like to see our customers on Christmas Eve. So if people are off and they want to come by and get their new comics, I think that's a fine idea.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I'll have to look at the list and see if there's anything that I specifically want for Christmas to read on Christmas.
Yeah, because there's something else coming out. Oh, the Silent Night. The final issue of Silent Night comes out that week, DC. If you're reading Silent Night.
I have not read
Knight.
Yeah, Silent Knight.
Yeah, because there is a character in there called the Silent Knight.
Yeah.
He's a knight. Yeah.
Does he speak?
I don't know. I'm not reading it. But I thought that would be a cool idea for a Batman villain is because Batman, a lot of villains revolve around like the calendar or something.
Yeah. And also him being a knight.
And he's a knight. So my idea would be that Silent Knight shows up to terrorize Gotham City only on Christmas.
Right.
And Batman's got to go out every Christmas to fight the Silent Knight. But that's not what it is.
You should email them and say, undo the book you did and do this
That's
book.
the next dream you're going to have. We have to do Silent Night over. I had nothing to do with Silent Night, Steve. All right, guys.
All right.
You want to do the line?
Yes. Thank you for turning your Sunday evening into Zunday's evening.
Gabingi.